It says preparing to live stream, so there's a wait bar for me. We'll just be a little patient.
Seems to be live though.
Yes, but it's not giving me the option to record. Oh, okay, I see. Alrighty, let me record.
Thank you. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are right now, and welcome to Heroes Weekly Webinar. We do this every Sunday, same time. You are all welcome. I would like to acknowledge all our LC leaders in the house, and also our Pro Brothers and our Heroes leaders. You are all welcome. If I start mentioning name one after the other, I think we will stay here forever. So you are all welcome. Thank you very much. And Brother Andy, thank you very much. So my name is Joycelyn Dovo from Manchester, and I'm going to be your moderator for the first part. And then our two beautiful sisters will take over from me after that. So without wasting my time, we will invite our Brother Red to give us some updates.
Thanks so much, Jocelyn. How is everybody today? Fun day, Sunday. Great to be here once again amongst all you heroes. What a fantastic webinar this always is. So updates, what I have for you. Obviously, we haven't seen our CEO this week so far. We are expecting to see him next week or this week coming. When, I don't know. But a lot has been happening behind the scenes, guys. So just because we don't see or hear from our CEO doesn't mean to say things aren't happening along the way. We know that Omail has been worked on behind the scenes. Has been quite glitchy. Also, the site itself, people have been having problems logging in. If you are having problems logging in, now I certainly did through Chrome. My normal saved bookmark wasn't working and I had to access it through Google. Actually, if you search onpassive.net into Google, you can go in that way and it will work. To clear it, you need to go into the into the Chrome settings and clear your history and cache, any cookies as well, and then rebookmark it and it should work fine. Safari hasn't been a problem, but I noticed, especially in the UK, that Chrome was a little bit glitchy as far as access is concerned. Now, this is a good thing. It means that their work is going on behind the scenes. So what's been happening, as far as I know, within the back office? I know that in ONetworks, remember I talked the other day about this spinning round blue circle, and to the next of it, this is your shortcut to post or go to the top of the page. Over 1 week, that has changed from just a blue circle. It then went to a picture of the world, and now it has the icon of OnPassive in the middle of it, and then the world is spinning round the OnPassive icon as the world itself. Absolutely really cool. I was talking to somebody the other day about the coding that has to be written just to have that spinning round and all that in the between. You know, it's a lot of work that goes into just having that part as well. If you want to see it and have a look at it, you need to go to ONetworks and you will see it floating around in there. You can also move it around the page to where you want it to be desired to put. So it's a nice little shortcut that you can have. Also behind the scenes, which has been happening in the webinars section, this obviously doesn't apply to founders out there, but we now have the edit button, and we also have the hyperlink button there. So as far as webinars are concerned, we can post them as we did. The only one side that we know is being worked on is the sizing of pictures to upload. It has to be of a certain size in webinars. I do believe that is going to get expanded so that it is generic with the rest of the platform as well. So why am I telling you this, and why is this important? Quite simply because all of the testing and all of the things that happen in O Founders is so that it works 100% correctly when we go to onpassive.com. I am almost 100% certain that the look and feel of onpassive.com from a user will be almost exactly how we are seeing it right now. The only difference is going to be that within onpassive.com, when we log in, it will have an icon in the menu section says "Oh Founders," and that will have access just for founders only. But the rest of the field will be very similar. Down that menu bar, there will be all of the products that are available, packages, wallets, etc. But the field will be very similar to what we are looking at right now as far as Oh Founders is concerned. So exciting stuff is happening all the time. Why? Because it means that every time something does happen, it gets tested, and then we move on to the next things. And every single day that passes, guys, is another step forward to where we want to be, and that is to launch as a product-based business to the world. Remember, we have to be fit for purpose. Now, I'm just going to go over a few of the notes from the last time we saw our CEO. And he was saying that he has to be super careful now and make sure that the recordings and what he says is right on cue. Why? Because now the lawyers and the US government are watching every move to make sure that what he says is correct. In fact, he actually said a disclaimer at the beginning of the last one. He went through a few things. One thing he did mention was this 90-day where before we have more places around the world, up to 5 different places. He did say that we are, when he mentioned it, we are 2 weeks into there, which is now 3 weeks into that 90-day period. It's amazing how time flies in OnPassive, isn't it? What he did mention way back then when we saw him the other Thursday, that we are going to be having a new website every Monday and Thursday. Guess what happened on Thursday, guys? Yep, we got our new website. So that is Monday and Thursday now. We are having in succession new websites. This is really important. This is gearing up once again for where we want to be, and that is to get to the stage where we're having 3 a week and then 1 every single day. You know, we are moving very, very fast now. The techs who are producing these websites are obviously getting very au fait and good at producing them, and this is great news for us as founders. It means that when it comes to switching that switch on for us as founders, we will be having a brand new website every single day. I want to talk to you a little bit about domains. A lot of people have been reaching out to me and saying, Red, what shall I use for a domain name? How is it going to work, etc. Now, a domain name is important because this is your identity online. This is where people are going to recognize you from. Remember, OnPassive make us the heroes. So your domain name should be either your name or something that is applicable, memorable from the general public. Now, what do I mean by that? We are selling digital products and services. Okay, so if you can start thinking along the lines of what you feel might have those connotations within a domain name, start thinking about them now. So when it comes to registering a domain name, you'll be able to put it into that search area, and if it's available, then you get it. Remember, each individual account will have to have a separate domain name attached to it. But what we will be able to do, we will be able to amalgamate these accounts into one wallet. Okay, so that really is good news. If you are on the webinar, he shared a screen of a mock-up of how it's going to look within the wallet, and with a click of a button, you'll be able to amalgamate other accounts into that one wallet. So, you know, pretty good news that is. He also mentioned that we are going to be restarting the Burj Khalifa advertising on front. Remember, as far as the LEDs in the around Dubai, they have never stopped. We're still advertising every single day, 24/7. within the compounds, within the shopping malls, the ice skating ring, I believe, the cinema. All of these is still going on. It was just on front of the Burj Khalifa. He also mentioned that his friend, I think it was Rob or Ron, I can't remember exactly, but from Canada, was coming down last Wednesday to speak to him. He's the traffic guy, and they were going to be talking about traffic, targeted traffic, and also traffic packages. So I'm sure that next time we see our CEO, he will update us more on that as well. He also said that coming in September, we're having a special appreciation event in Hyderabad. This is for staff, their partners and family, and I believe some founders as well. We haven't got a date on that. Again, I expect we will be getting that. Exciting news is coming in November, as we all know. I can't mention it on here. Again, I'm sure we will get updates about that when it has been finalized. So marketing campaigns are going to continue, not only in Dubai, but also India and the USA and other locations as well. We should get more updates about that. We're going to be told about the new locations. We know that Hyderabad is one. We know that Singapore. We know that Dubai. But there's a couple more that are going to be coming online. He didn't say who they were or where they are, but he said think Times Square. So that is a little bit of a nice thing to try and think about. Whereabouts in the world they're going to be, I have no idea. Talked a little bit about merchants and about banking, how we are having to use a third party, and these are all being tested at the moment. It's all going to be AI driven. This is going to be until we have our very own banking system. But this is down the line, guys. This is a few years down the line before that happens. But as it stands at the moment, this is the only third party involvement with OnPassive is the merchants for the clearing. Remember, he told us the other week as well about how important the security is, the money coming in to these wallets and the money going out of the wallets are completely separate. So it makes it a lot securer. So if they access either the one going in or the one going out, they can't access the both. He talked a little bit about Omail, and it's going to have audio and video capabilities. It's going to be really clean, sexy, and above all, it's going to be free, along with ONET as well. That's going to be one of the free things that OnPassive is going to give out to its customers and clients. This is why I think Omail at the moment is a bit glitchy in our back office, because there's a lot of work going on in that as well. It was said that above all, what OnPassive is going to give is real value for people. And the last thing he mentioned when we saw him last was they are developing a completely AI-driven menu bar tool. This is going to be patented. This is going to be solely for OnPassive, nobody else. How it's going to look, how it's going to work, I don't know. But one thing's for sure, it's going to be nothing like we expect it to look and feel. He said it's going to be completely different to how we use menu bars now. So very excited to see how all that comes out in the wash. So that's about it from me as far as updates is concerned. I'm sure as long as you guys are plugged in, which you obviously are if you're here, into myself, Marty's and Chris Johnson's lives on a daily basis, then you will have the best up-to-date news that we can possibly give you. Remember, guys, to log into us as well. Richard Redfern, Marty DeGarmo and Chris Johnson into ONetworks within your back office. Again, we are posting there on a daily basis, and it's something that should be part of your daily routine. It's certainly one I do. I log in, I look at myself, Marty and Chris in ONet networks, and I also go to updates and webinars on a daily basis. You guys should be doing the same as well. If you do all that, then you are not going to be left out. There's no one's going to be left out anyway. But what I mean is you're going to be up to date as soon as possible. And anyway, that's it from me.
Thank you very much, Brother Red. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Wow, what an update. Thank you very much. Well, if you think you're fired up already, just hold on. We got a motivational speaker today in the house, and it's not a male, it's a female. We call on our sister, Dr. Peckham Takusi, to give us that. Over to you, sis.
Am I on?
Yes, you are.
Okay. Thank you, Sister Jocelyn. Thank you, my unpersevians in the UK, the hearers. I'm truly grateful and appreciative for this opportunity to be spending this evening with you all today. Thank you. It's an opportunity which I don't take for granted. So my name is Peckham Takusi Makia, and I am based in Colleyville, Texas, in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. And I am a pharmacist by profession, but what I'm truly passionate about, which is the reason I am on this platform today, is the fact that I truly went into life coaching because I realized the potential that we all have in us as humans, which is why I consider myself to be a self-esteem expert, working with people from all walks of life to take them from insecurity to a revelation of their true identity. And the reason I can do that is because it's a path I have done for myself. So I truly understand what it means to be stuck in the place of insecurity and one is not truly able to live out their potential. And I also make people see the role in which they all play in their health, their wealth, their personal development, and all their relationships. And the reason is I believe every human being on planet Earth to be invaluable, which is why when I had this opportunity of Unpassive, and I had the mission of Mr. Ashmu Farah, uplifting humanity, being that beacon of light to humanity, I was immediately connected because that was a thought process that resonates with me, with who I truly am. So thank you for giving me this opportunity to be myself. And when I say be myself, it's that opportunity to uplift each and every one of us, to remind us that we are destined for greatness, to remind each and every one of us that there is potential in us. I'm going to start by quoting Gary Zukav, who is the author of the book Seat of the Soul, a book that truly, truly was revolutionary to me and which changed me a great deal. On page 16 of his 25th edition, Seat of the Soul, Mr. Zukav says, when the energy of the soul is recognized, acknowledged, and valued, it begins to infuse the life of the personality. And when the personality comes fully to serve the energy of the soul, that is authentic power. Okay, heroes, we are called to exhibit authentic power. Authentic power is when the personality comes to serve the purpose of the soul. What is the personality? Your personality, according to Dr. Joe Dispenza, is who you think, how you feel, and how you act. And your personality at every given moment is defining your personal reality. So the personality that is on this platform this evening, listening to me, watching me, is the personal reality. And that personality starts from what are you thinking? What is your thought process? Because what we think about, we bring about. We've been given an opportunity by Mr. Ashmu Farah to go into greatness. He's giving us an opportunity to truly live out our purpose. We have 5 great questions that at one point or the other in our lives, they all come across our mind. Who am I? Where am I from? That's my source. Why am I here? What's my purpose? What can I do? What's my potential? And where am I going to? Destination. If you remember, Mr. Mufara always says, you need to know exactly what you want. If you don't know what you want, then we cannot help you. We have to know exactly who we are. Last week during the All Winners webinar, we talked about, the topic was who we are. We need to know who we are, because like one great philosopher said, in the world in which we are, if you don't know who you are, then someone is going to tell you who you are. So we need to get to the point where we are able to define for ourselves who we are. So now that my question to us is this, that I don't want to impress you, but I want to impress upon each and every one of us here this evening to sit back and actually think, to sit back and actually be present in our moment, to sit back and ask ourselves, who is this person that's speaking within me? What is the difference between what I'm thinking? Who is that person who is really thinking? Because that person who is thinking and feeling and acting is not you. That is your personality that is here to serve the purpose of your soul. Your soul is that aspect of you that lives and that would never die. Your soul is that aspect of you that is perfect. Perfect. It's authentic. It's love, it's joy, it's peace, it's patience, it's kindness. It's everything, all to uplift humanity. So my question to each and every one of us is, what is our personality? Can we truly really answer that for us? If we can, then we are really, really a step ahead of the game. We are now being given an opportunity to make plenty of money. But remember, money is only going to serve as a tool, because money comes from the word currency, which simply means to flow. It's going to help you flow something to reach out to the world, to people. My question is, what is it that you want to serve humanity? You have to know for yourself what you carry within you. What's the need that you have identified? Mr. Mufara always says, money follows value. At Unpassive, we are all about value. We are all about value. And as Coach Lajeni, me, Tekam, what I stand for, I'm all about reminding people that they are invaluable, which means you are so valuable that there's no tag on you. There's no price tag. Your fingerprints are unique. There is something that only you can do. And if we don't identify what it is we are sent here to do, we are doing a disservice to ourselves and to humanity. So we have to start by identifying what is it that we are called here to do. What is the purpose? If we do not have money before to carry this out, that's not an issue anymore. The money already exists. Like it is said in quantum physics, everything is all about energy. Everything already exists in the eternal now. What is seen comes from the unseen. But it has to start by us being able to tap into that unseen reality, which is where our CEO stands. Because if we listen to him talk, the way he is confident in what he is saying, you will know that this is somebody that has accessed a realm that is inexhaustible. You will know that he has finished before he is starting. There is nothing that we start without finishing. To build a house, you need a plan. You have the finished product before you start. So in Mr. Mufara's mind, on-passive is on. The question to us all here on this platform, are we on it with him? Do we truly get the vision that he has, that we are able to stay on course and not look anywhere, not be distracted by those who are double-minded, not be distracted by those who don't have the vision, who are not connected? Because there is a saying that says we are each living out our own belief system. And Carl Jung, the great Swiss psychiatrist, says it a way I really like. He says, man is so imprisoned in his type of thinking that he is simply incapable of fully understanding another standpoint. Why am I saying that? There are some people who are so focused and so strong on their own mindset that they are able to think that somebody can come from another perspective other than theirs. On perseverance, we have gone past that. If we are on this platform today, it is because we have recognized the greatness in a man that uplifts humanity, that is wanting to share with us. If we are on this platform today, it's because we know that there is greatness in each and every one of us. We have this platform to come and share, which is why I am here today. This is what I have to offer. Just like my old tech brothers all come and explain to those of us who are not very technologically savvy, to give us an understanding on what this company is all about. I'm here to just encourage each and every one of us that there is greatness in us, that there is no need for competition. There is no need. We all have to just learn to know who we are, what we stand for, what is it that we want to serve to the world, what we were called here to do, and perfect it. We are in competition with the perfect version of ourselves. We are in competition with us. We are to have dominion over our thought process so that we are always able to take the right decision. What we need is the right decision at every given moment, because that moment is describing the instant. That moment is describing what is. That moment is giving us an opportunity to decide what is it that we stand for. Nobody lives in tomorrow. Nobody lives in yesterday except in the mind. And what is already does exist. So if you know or you don't know, it still is. So it is very, very important that we understand that the difference between true and truth is our level of conscious awareness. The more you know the truth about something, you go from true to truth. So let us be able to sit back and ask ourselves, are we truly in it to win it? Are we truly desiring to be that beacon of hope to a falling humanity? Are you able to be that light that when you go out into the world tomorrow, somebody sees you, they're going to be able to want to connect with you and ask you who you are, not because of how you're dressed, not because of anything about you, but just because of your presence, just because of how you make people feel. Because Neville Goddard says it, feeling is the secret. People will forget what you did to them. People will forget what you gave to them, but people will never forget how you make them feel. So, are you ready to use this opportunity, which is being given to all of us, to go and make someone experience love? Are we ready to lift up ourselves, to go from the low level of survivor instinct and functionality to the high level of creativity and non-judgmental, which is where our CEO is. He is standing over there at the hilltop, crying, come on, repeating the great man from Nazareth who said, oh Jerusalem, how I wish to gather you as a mother and gathers her chicks, but you will not listen to me. What do you do in a situation like that? You just have empathy and compassion and you cry. Mr. Mofara is giving us an opportunity. He's giving an opportunity out to the world. But how many people have recognized it? If we are on this forum, we need to be glad and thankful that yes, we have recognized it, this great opportunity. So let us go out into the world and be the change we want to see in others, because we cannot change other people. We can only change ourselves. And as we change ourselves, we change our mindset. We start going from a victim mindset to a conflicted mindset, to a mindset of taking responsibility for our actions, to a mindset of genuine concern for ourselves and the people around us, to a mindset of being of service, reconciling the fact that we are all different, but very, very valuable. Nobody is more important than the other. We all have different roles, which we all need, because just like a body is made up of different parts, no part is more important than the other. They all serve different roles in our body. That's how we all as individuals, we all here to serve our individual roles and purposes. So as we start reconciling that fact that everybody is here to serve what they are called to do, there is no need for competition, no need for bickering, no need for gossiping, but we are all here to uplift each other. Then we now start having a synergistic way of thinking, knowing who to go for what, knowing how to call our own tech pros for information for those who are not very savvy, knowing who to call in the back office, who are those that know the information we need at every given point in time. Then we get to a level of non-judgmental, where we know that everybody is always more powerful than they know. That is the state of creation. That is the state of love. That is the state of unconditional love, which is where our CEO is. So my dear family, my dear Unperceivians, thank you very much for giving me this opportunity to share my passion. And let us remember, Ralph Waldo Emerson says, and I quote, "To be yourself in a world that is constantly trying to make you something else is the greatest accomplishment." Our CEO is doing just that. My question is, are we? Thank you very much. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. And I hope that we'll go out there and continue to be the beacon of hope to a falling humanity. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, come on, you can do better than that. Come on. Let's clap for our sister. Thank you very much. I'm so fired up right now. I can't even express myself right now. Thank you, sis. Thank you very much. That was so powerful. We would love to see you both every day, every Sunday here. We love you, sis. Thank you very much for coming.
Thank you.
Now we call on our Tech Pro brothers.
Yeah, I'm here. Dr. Peckham, honestly, you are so amazing. You just blow our mind. You know, after Red Reverend gave us everything, we try to digest it and you just blow our head again. So, yeah, so I'll be representing the Old Tech Pro because honestly, we want to move on as quick as possible so we can go to Q&A. So I think all of you knows, we'll be talking about AI. What is AI means for you? We'll be talking about AI, and there's a reason why we come back with AI. Because we believe, you know, in the Old Tech Pro team, we believe that AI has been misrepresented, especially when it comes to unpassive. AI has been misrepresented. We've discussed about AI a lot, but we choose to come back again. From Friday Night Live, we'll be talking about AI to really, you know, make people to understand what is AI. Because people think that AI is just something that will just go out and do whatever you say. No, AI is not like that. It's just about coding. You know, it's just about input and you get the expected result. It's code. You know, it's not the way people think. It's about, I'll define it. Let me look at it. Let's go and look at AI, definition of AI. It said AI, it is the simulation of humans' intelligent processes by machine, especially computer. Human intelligent processes by machine, especially computer. So they use our intelligence and the processing. We are the one to give that input to machine to behave like us. Machine cannot create us, but we create machine to behave like us. To do what? To take, you know, part of the jobs that it is too repetitive, you know, too boring, and all of those boring stuff. We want to give it over to machine so machine can do it. Remember, I said today in most of the webinar, and I think Brother Oliver concur with me, you have just 7 hours in your job, right? 7.5 hours, some put 9 hours, some put 4, maybe 13. I don't know how many hours people do, but we know maximum you can do is 12 hours within 24 hours. You know, 2 hours, those who are in the medical field that will bear with me, 2 or 3 hours, your productivity drops. And that is the time you start to make a lot of errors because you feel sleepy, you feel tired. But when you come in the morning, you are so effective and efficient. But give it over time. Some people can last more than 4 hours. But we know a lazy person like me, within 2 hours, I'm already done. I don't even want to hear anything again. That's me, 2 hours. If you give me a job within 2 hours, if I don't nail it, forget it. Some people, 4 hours, they will think about it. But we know as humans, our productivity drops. That's machine. So machine is coming over to take that repetitive we are doing. And in other words, they are talking about, you know, the development of computer system to be able to perform tasks normally require humans' intelligence, you know, such as what? We're talking about visual perception, we're talking about speech recognition, we're talking about decision-making in life. You want to make decisions, you can give it to machine to make that decision for you. We have all these products in OnPassive, you know. We're talking about language translation. Decision-making is what? We're talking about OTracker. OTracker can make decisions for you. We have heat map as a functionality where you can sit back, look at the functions, right? You say, what? I want to know where my markets are, where I can concentrate my energy. Heat map is there to tell you, don't put your effort here because you use time and effort and money. Put it here, this is where the money is. So heat map is there to locate you, to make that decision, to advise you. You know, we're talking about, we're talking about distraction detection. We have it in what? We have it in Ocademy. Language, multilingual translation, we have it in Ocademy and OConnect. You know, these are all coding language. They have to code and give that input value for the machine to give you the expected result. It is about input value and an expected result. In IT, I know people who hate my language. They say shit in, you get shit out. But when you put the proper language in, you get the proper language out. So we as humans, we have to direct the machine to do what? The computer, to do what we are expected the computer to do. So computer can take over that repetitive, that boring job, and then we can have time. I will not even go into detail because we discussed about that. Mr. Comfort, they're coming with a lot of questions. But again, when we look at the overall, it's about coding, it's about input value, it's about data analysis and all of those things. When you give the right information, they will start to take over and take over and take over until they'll become perfect like human, until you will start to interact with computer like your friend, your brothers and your sisters. In a nutshell, that's what I want to say. So people should like wipe out those ideas when they look at cookies, they look at certain things. Oh, I've been in the back office, you know, artificial intelligence looking at me. No, it is log table. Log table is seeing you, whatever movement you make, you do on your computers or when you log in, because remember they have your information. The moment you log in, they have your email and your password. They can see you moving from one end to the other. And this is log table, capturing all those information. So Mr. Ashman can sit back with the tech team and tell you, on this date, so number of people logged to their back office, and this is the result. They can get a data, they can just go and get a report. We talk about reporting structure. They get it from the log table. So I will leave it there. Mr. Comfort, take it. We cannot really talk about this. I'm waiting for Q&A. Thank you very much, and thank you everyone in here.
Thank you very much, Brother Collins. Thank you. That means your brothers are not joining this time. We have
They are
to.
not joining because they are all tired.
Okay.
They just wait for Q&A.
Mr. Comfort is very ready for you guys. So, time with Brother Andy. Hey, go on, bro.
Hi guys. We did a little section with the OTEC Pros earlier on, and the way I look at AI is a little bit different to Collins and Oliver, etc. From my perspective, the fact that the AI is there allows us to make more sales. Now, what do I mean by that? We know that the website is changing, and that's shortly to change every day, as will our own websites once they go live. What the artificial intelligence does is it takes the reaction of customers. Do they like this? No, they don't. Do they like that? No, they don't. They like that one. Okay, let's move towards that. So the AI is learning constantly on what's going to be more efficient than something else. And that's the same with the sales funnel or the capture page, so that it hones down our market into people that are seriously looking for things that we have. Now, this comes back to specific targeted traffic, because again, if you think about it, when the keyword is put into the computer, into the search engine, the artificial intelligence takes over and goes, oh, hold on, that's for me. And it pushes one of us or one of our websites into the mix, so that it gets looked at. Now, the other thing that struck me when we were talking earlier was that we have a system with our email that we use through our email. It doesn't go into spam. It will go directly into a customer's inbox. So again, let me give you an example. If you are an email marketer and you've sent out 1,000 emails, 50% of those, probably more, but 50% of those at least will end up in the spam box because they've not been segregated properly or they're not being dealt with properly. So from those 50%, the 500 that are left, you may get 10% of those, or 20, but let's call it 20% of those that are open. That's 100. And from that 100, you might get 2 or 3 people that are actually interested. So your end result is very low in comparison to what ours could be, because the artificial intelligence is going to look at that and go, hold on a second, we're going to put that into the inbox. Now, as people start to look at it, do they click through? No, not on this one. Perhaps we'll change the wording next time. Perhaps we'll do this. Perhaps we'll do that. So that the numbers of emails that get opened, and if we take the same example, 1,000 emails, and they've all gone into the inbox, then the open rate for those emails is considerably larger than it would have been through the normal system of email marketing, like Aweber or GetResponse. I think Marty uses Aweber, and he can give you the exact figures. But having artificial intelligence at your back means that we have an advantage over the vast majority of what's available today. Not only is our artificial intelligence at the cutting edge, but it's almost taken it to the next level. So everything has been designed. But one of the most interesting things that Collins came up with or was discussing with Oliver that I really clicked on was the fact that everything we've designed with a foundation. And let me give you again an example of the Burj Khalifa. The Burj Khalifa has to have a massive foundation to be able to hold a building that is just under 1 kilometre high or just over 1 kilometre high, right? So what Ash has been able to achieve is a template, a foundation that could put floors on to reach 1 kilometre. But, and here's the key, because it's all driven with artificial intelligence, what it could do is simply take those foundations, the same that we've already used, move them across for another product. So from our point of view, we've got an ever expanding opportunity with an ever growing market that's going to take advantage far more of what we have as opposed to what others have because of the artificial intelligence that's taken over. Hope that helps. Back to you, Jocelyn.
Yes, it helps a lot. Thank you very much, Brother Andy. Thank you very much. So I have come to the first part of this webinar. I'm going to hand over to our two beautiful sisters, Sister Comfort and Sister Fumi, who is going to take charge from now. So Sister Fumi and Sister Comfort, over to you. Thank you very much, everyone. Are you a co-host, Sister Comfort? Because you have been muted. Are you?
Yeah, I've not unmuted because I thought Sister Fumi was talking.
Okay.
He's going to, yeah.
No, I just see Dr. Pekan's hand raised.
But are you starting?
No, you start.
Fine. All right. Thank you. Thank you so much, Dr. Peckham. Beautiful sis. Thank you for firing us up. It was just a pleasure and a blessing having you here today, bringing another word of motivation, especially from your own perspective. We really appreciate that. Thank you, great team, all Tech Pros, Brother Andy. You did it again throughout the week from Friday night to this minute. We're sitting here. You over-delivered again, just a la manière de Ash Mufare. So we really appreciate you, and I can assure you that what you are doing out there, your efforts are not going unnoticed. You are such a great resource to this business, and of course, all of you who are here. Thank you once again. My name is Comfort Confor from the United Kingdom. And of course, we have two pitches here. This is just one of them, and the second one comes up. Hi, sis. You want to mute yourself?
Yes. Hi, everyone. My name is Olufumilayo Williams, for short, Fumi Williams from the UK.
Okay, thank you. Thanks. So let's just set it rolling. Hi, Brother Bruce. Thank you for joining. I always love to say hi to you because you're one of the best here. Not that everybody's best though. Thank you. So where's Brother Collins? I hope you are still there. Just have a sip of water because I want to begin from the tail end. So today, when you were rounding up Old Tech Pro, there is a statement you made, which I would like you to expatiate on that and make myself and the rest of the team here understand what you mean when you said your closing remark was like, AI is the future, AI is the way forward. So I would like to hear first from another perspective, a non-technical perspective, and then from your own angle, Collins, yourself, because you made the statement. I can't see Collins. Are you here, Collins? He is muted. He is not on camera. While we are waiting for him, I would like to hear, Andy, if you won't mind, from your own angle, what does Collins mean, or what do you understand by what he means when he says AI is the way forward, AI is the future?
The whole point of artificial intelligence is to make those jobs that become mundane available for a computer to do. Now, again, there's a difference between cybernetics and artificial intelligence, and we covered this again with the OTech Pros. Cybernetics is the robot arms that help with the mechanical side of things, and artificial intelligence is the machine learning. So you're going to have to come back, and I'm getting a senile moment for a minute. So what was the question again, Comfort?
I just wanted to know.
Overload.
Don't go technical. I already understand that you are not technically savvy because you're a figures person. But from a layman perspective, what do you think is the meaning of this
Yeah,
statement that
okay.
AI is the way forward, AI is the future? Just simple.
Absolutely. So all of these mundane jobs that are going to be taken away from us, artificial intelligence is going to provide us with a lot of things that we don't know, or we no longer need to do. But it's also going to provide an awful lot more opportunities at the same time. Again, Collins covered this earlier on. Originally, we had the agricultural age, then the industrial age, now the technology, IT age, the software age, and it'll soon go on to the next one and the next one and the next one, so on. But so today, artificial intelligence is the next step in that evolution process, and it leads on to other things, to other things, to other things. As that machine learning becomes more and more efficient and effective, more and more details and more jobs are going to be taken away from the mundane. Yeah.
All right, thank you. So, Brother Collins, do you still have something to add to it? Because that was your closing remark today at OTech Pro. You said AI is the way forward and it is the future. So what did you mean by that?
Thank you, Mr. Comfort. Andy, I've just explained everything, but what, in a nutshell, what I was really thinking in my head, I said, it's like, if you don't follow technology, you don't move along with technology, technology will leave you behind. Whether we like it or not, there is no way we can really stay where we are. And Andy already explained, because it's what I said today. I said we have moved from stages to stages, but now we are now in the technological age, and it's driven by AI. So if you said no, like people who said, I want to resist it, remember, when you go to a job and you want to resist change, you'll be the first person to be fired. You'll be the first person to say, no, we cannot accept somebody who is not dynamic. So AI now is here to stay. And the only thing we can do is to embrace it happily, because it will only move on and get better and better, and it will make our life easy. While we're talking about error, a lot of errors that we are doing, machine will perfect it, because machine doesn't have feelings. The input you give, that's the same output that machine will give. And you can simulate it to work dynamically and efficiently, effectively, within seconds, within minutes, until you go and stop that machine. Stop the computer, say, no, I'm tired, I don't want it. It's like you go to a coffee shop and you said they've programmed the machine to give you a medium or large size of coffee. You go, you said you want half. Machine will tell you, I don't have half, I have just medium or large. So there's no way. You have to accept it and then drink what you want, throw the rest in the bin. That's how machine is programmed. Doesn't have feelings that, it's that comfort. There is the downside, like somebody asked in Papua New Guinea, I'll leave that question, maybe you'll come there later.
All right, okay.
All right.
Thank you. Thanks so much. I just want to use this opportunity to quickly remind, especially those who are watching on YouTube, click on any link. We are streaming on about 20 YouTube channels. Check on the description box. There is a link to the OnPassive website. Click on that. If you are not yet part of this business, discover or learn more about our products. You have a question, drop it there. The same like here in the Zoom. If you are just an invitee, you are not yet part of this, you need to ask us more questions, because like Collins is saying, our CEO promises that nobody will be left behind. So you cannot choose to be left behind, because you will be there by yourself. So Sis, over.
The question that comes to mind here is, I know we are talking about artificial intelligence. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. We're talking about artificial intelligence, and it's very, how will I call it? It's imperative that we explain the difference between artificial intelligence that we are in right now and what has been in the past, where we are going and what we've left in the past, so that people will understand the fact that, just like Brother Collins said here, he said, so that people understand that if you don't follow the technology, then the technology is going to leave you behind, which brings us to the fact that as we move forward, we need to move quickly with what we are doing. So if you explain the importance of not being left behind, because of technology, especially in the business that we're in, on passive, so that our people have a good understanding of that. Because you know, it's like, take for example, I'm struggling with understanding how will I put it? I'm struggling with understanding Internet Explorer, and then Google comes in. You understand me? Now I'm struggling with understanding Google, then OnPassive comes out and they're talking about artificial intelligence. So the point there is, what is the importance of following technology as relating to the OnPassive business for the founders?
I can do that.
And the
Then we
resellers.
have Brother Vincent and Oliver, they are here. Let me just give a nutshell. I'll tell you what I experienced, why technology will leave a lot of people behind, or you pay more. When I say leave behind, it means you pay more. You know, I traveled to Holland after a long time. I school in Holland before I moved to United Kingdom. I traveled and they had this, you know, this self-service machine to buy your ticket at all the train stations. So if you go to the self-service, you pay less. But when you want humans to serve you the ticket, you pay more. So what will you do? You have to learn that machine, because what they are doing is they want to cut a lot of those who are sitting there serving you with tickets. So you can go to the self-service, the automated machines, to buy your ticket quickly and go. I discovered that I was even losing about I think more than €1 more. But if I go to the self machine, I'll just pay the exact, and €1 is a lot of money. Imagine hundreds of people paying €1 more because they want to go, because they are unable to use that machine. What will happen? You'll be paying more. It's more expensive to you, but not to the machine. I say, you know what? Though it is Dutch, my Dutch, I have to record my Dutch again. And when I look every time, I say, I'll use that machine. And I bought my ticket, you know. And this is where artificial intelligence comes in, the old time, old code and everything. But now, new code, artificial intelligence, it was there before, but people never utilized it. Maybe decades and decades, artificial intelligence, but people said, we don't care about it. But now, modern technology needs modern, you know, modern stuff, modern ideas. And they say, you know what? How do we make our life easy? And, you know, thank God our CEO, Mr. Ash Mufara, said this. When people were comparing other company with data centers, they were thinking, oh, you need 1,000 people, you need 1 million, hundreds of people to sit on that data center to work. I said, we don't need all of that, you know, and truly we don't need it, because the system is an automated system. When you have 2 people or 3 people, automate that system, write the code and automate it. You know what? You don't need anybody again. You just need one person to click that button and it will just run, you know. And now they'll prefer to pay, they'll take the salary of 20 people, increase the salary of one person who can do automation to automate the whole system. And that's it, you know, and everybody, you have to go and look for a job and look for something else you can do. The world is going towards automation and artificial intelligence. Go to every IT company. The first one will ask you, can you write automation code? Can you automate? Any environment, can you automate? If you can. Manually, they tell you no. Manually, what is there, but they want to. Manually, just for you to read the documentation, do the first line, but the rest repetitive, they want automation. And that's what is happening. And then now, driven by artificial intelligence, which Mr. Asmufara have embedded intelligence within the automation system and integration. And that's the game changer. So now, old technology is going, and now modern technology is coming, less people, more automation, more integration with AI from scratch, and that's the world. There's nothing we can do. We can't change it. I don't know if I answered your question, Stafumi.
Yes, you did. So, in as a follow-on question to that, is that it just as an idea in my head now? Is that why I believe that CEO Ash Mufara saw this? You know, when someone has a foresight, it's very important. That is why he has done this, such that the business is not just embedded with AI from the scratch, so that everybody, including those that are not literate necessarily in the literally word for literate, can operate or understand this business. Is that why?
100% right. You are right. 100%. I'll give you an example. We have two tools we used to use in software development. The one they call JMeter. You have to write a lot of code behind. So those who cannot write code cannot use JMeter. Now, a company in the United States came and they built a software that's for performance testing to check, make sure their software perform very well. They came now and they built another software, which even you, Stafumi, can use. StarComfort can, anybody in this is just clicking of a button, enter this, everybody can use. JMeter now is disappearing because now nobody want to use it. Those who come into the IT industry, they don't want to go through, even the developers don't want to do that. Now they are using this new code, this new products, which doesn't need your intelligence. Just enter this, enter that, enter the number of people you want to check. So if you said, I've built this software, I want to test this software, if 1 billion people can use it, put 1 billion, click a button, it will tell you that your software can use, put the URL there, the link. It will just tell you this. You don't need, it's hands-free. This is where Mr. Ashmufra is taking us to. All our products, you don't need to know IT. Like, for instance, we are talking about OCreate. Do you need to know how to write code? No. Do you need to write to, it's drag and drop. And they say, once you drag and drop, it writes the code behind and just build it for you, or, you know, automatically. That's automation in play, driven by AI. And you are done.
Thank you very much there, Bra Collins. Does anybody out of the Old Tech Brothers, do you want to add anything to that before I pass it over to Sister Comfort? That was detailed explanation. I just felt that people need to have a better understanding of what we are into. I'm a fan of having armed yourself with knowledge in every facet as much as you can get. Sister Comfort, over to you. Thank you.
All right, sisters. Sorry, Dr. Peckham. Actually, we just wanted to introduce the show. After that, we forgot that your hand was raised. Would you like to say something, please?
Yes, I do. Thank you, Sister Comfort. I really do appreciate you giving me this opportunity to say one important thing I wanted to say. But I'm just going to take off after I've listened to what our tech brothers have said, from Andy to Collins. It now makes me really, really very, very confident in what I want to remind us today. And it's the season that we are in this, our launching process, okay? I'm going to use a metaphor. I don't know if you all know the story of the Indian bamboo. The Indian bamboo is a tree that takes 5 years for you to water the seed of that tree. You have to nurture it. You have to water the plant, the seed. You have to do it religiously, consistently, persistently, every day for 5 years. 5 long years. And after 5 years, immediately after that, it takes 5 weeks approximately for that tree to grow up to almost 20 feet tall. I said 20 feet tall. So what am I trying to say? We are in the season of watering our plants. So let us be patient. Let us be patient and not want to rush the process, because you cannot miss a single day from nurturing the Indian bamboo plant. It's not going to grow. So this season where we are, it's a great season, and we are almost up with our 5 years. So let us, more than ever before, just continue to hold on. And like my sister just said, Sister Fumi just said something about educating ourselves. Of course, Nelson Mandela says, education is the most powerful tool you can use to change the world. So let us truly educate ourselves about who we are as a company and use that knowledge to go and change the world. Thank you.
All right, sis.
That's all I had to say.
Thank you. The beauty of the whole thing is that everybody's resonating with the other, and that's the sweetness of OnPassive. Nobody can take this away from us. There's a long write-up here on the chat section, which I would like to comment on, adding to what the rest of the team have said. Somebody is saying, going to the details of, for example, of AI would confuse the other people who are yet to understand about OnPassive. The truth about this lesson is, all is done for you. You don't need to understand this OTech Pro, what they are saying, the technicalities, you don't need to understand. Why they are explaining this at depth and we're patiently listening and happily listening is for us to know that it takes this much to do what Mr. Ash Mufareh and his team are doing. And ever since the Tech Pro and Sister Lynn started this journey of what we are doing right now, we don't hear people asking when we are launching, because we know that it is a massive task. So please, let's bear with our team, learn, because there is no other life after this. OnPassive, like Michael Williams says, is the only business you would ever need. Learn what you cannot give what you don't have. This is your new life you live throughout. You will still need to share it with people when we launch. So you need to understand education. Thanks, guys. I think everybody's finally becoming a panelist. We apologize, but there was need for that. So let's go back again really quick. On a follow-up, I know Sister Fumi asked a previous question about this, but I'm going now to explain again really quick. What would be the difference between artificial intelligence and machine learning? Because from the onset, when we started, I thought that they were just two interchangeable words, but at some point it makes it feel like one is, they're two different words. So if the team could help explain to us. Brother Vincent, you are here, you were not there in the afternoon. Can you raise your voice now, please? Let's see. Brother Vincent, are you there? I saw him somewhere. Okay, if he's not, Brother Collins, do you want to take that chance, please?
Brother Oliver there. I think they have muted
I don't know where they've gone today.
I think Brother Oliver is busy, but I can take it.
Yes, I know, because I can't see them on the screen.
Yeah, they are here, but I think they are surely busy. I know Brother Oliver told me that he'll be busy, and Brother Vincent is also in the family on holiday, but it's just.
Oh yeah, then that's understood. Sorry, you have to.
Yeah, there are. It is, there are different. Artificial intelligence and machine learning is two different things. Machine learning is about machine that you've code, learning all the data and the analysis and stuff, the input and output value. So they learn, because we as humans have to give those information into the machine. But what about artificial intelligence now? It's about coding. So you program the machine to do what it says it can do. So for instance, if I said, I want to build in a layman way, I said, okay, this machine is designed to cater for Sister Comfort. I have to now start to make the machine to learn about Sister Comfort by giving that input value, what, all the attribute about you. So in a case where they come, in an instant when they come and they said, okay, Peter Rogers, they take Peter Rogers information and try to ask that machine, the machine that has been programmed, to Sister Comfort, the machine will tell you, I don't really understand, because the machine was not programmed and designed to do that. So when they program the machine, artificial intelligence, they use the code, everything, that's artificial intelligence. But now when you start to feed in information now to behave like Comfort, that's what you're doing. Now you are making the machine now to know all the attribute and everything. That is machine learning. It learns everything and perfects it until when the machine will speak, they'll think like, my goodness, it's the Comfort who is speaking. They know it's machine who is speaking. And that is the difference. The code side, the coding side, and the learning part of it is two different. You code it, you give the information, and then you start to perfect the machine to learn and understand. And only you can give that information. Even the voice, you can make machine to speak like Sister Comfort. And when somebody sleep and says, oh, that's Sister Comfort speaking, they don't know it's machine speaking like Sister Comfort. So I don't know if I answer your question, but that's the layman way I can give it.
Yeah, definitely you did. So guys, before we go ahead, once again, thank you for joining. We just want to give people, it's been a while, people have not been given a chance to speak today. So if you have a question, today we are discussing nothing but artificial intelligence. So if you have a question relating to artificial intelligence and you would like to speak up, to raise your voice, then you can raise your hand, please, and we would be happy to call you up to speak, either to make a contribution or to ask a question, but it has to be about artificial intelligence. We are not doing emails and back office and stuff. Artificial intelligence, guys. Thank you, sis.
Okay. I'm trying to see if I have any hands up, which I can't see any yet.
I've got a question, but you don't have one.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't have any question.
All right. So let's really quick, Brother Andy, you know, one thing, guys, if you are new here, when you say things, listen to them well, because after that, I'll always come after you to tell us why you said it, because we need to know a bit more. So today, Brother Andy says the most phenomenal product for him in this ecosystem is OConnect. So what do you mean? Why is that your choicest product?
Okay, we have a the world is made up of several languages, but the most spoken languages across the globe are Mandarin Chinese first, because there are 4 billion of them, followed by Spanish, followed by English because of South America. So if you've got a product that can translate in real time, text to speech or speech to text, you've got an opportunity to expand the marketplace that we have right now, as the vast majority of the globe, because there's lots of things that have been translated. But when you can actually talk to somebody and they understand what you're talking about because it's being translated in real time, just think what an impact that is going to make to the world. Now, the other thing that I love in particular that the AI technology is helps with or assists with is the fact that if you're in Africa or Papua New Guinea or middle of Indonesia or anywhere remote, the problem that you've got on a lot of these video conferences that we have is that you're pushed out, or you can't come on with your video and be able to speak at the same time because there's not enough bandwidth. The AI technology takes over and says, hold on a second, this guy needs bandwidth. Let's make sure he has that in order to be able to come on these webinars, these learning curves that we are putting together. So for me, OConnect is probably the most powerful one because of the way it integrates the artificial intelligence and because of the way it's going to be able to help the vast majority of the population across the globe.
All right. Okay, thank you. Thanks so much for answering that question. And somebody just asked a question here. You mentioned something. I don't know what's happening today. Brother Vincent, you are here. You would give it a go, and I hope that the other team meets you so that they can add with their voices if need be. Somebody just posted a question on the chat asking what would happen with founders who live in places that have limitations when it comes to internet provision. How are they going to get traffic and stuff like that? Is that something you can try, please?
Yes, sister. Thank you very much for this question. I think our CEO, I've think about Mr. Ash, I've think about that those who are living in an area where the network is not good, we think about OVirtual. OVirtual is virtual private network for on passive. And this is going to boost your internet connection if you want to connect to on passive back office or on passive system product. So this will going to boost your internet connection. We have also laser technology that our CEO is a very gentleman, very nice, and he think about humanity. He has also created that technology. This technology is OLaser. So this is the latest technology that on passive also is using that. This laser technology is going to also boost the internet connection for us. Anywhere we are, whatever you are, that laser technology going to boost your internet connection. Imagine where I am now. If my internet connection is not good, and then because of on-passive new technology system called laser technology, going to boost your internet connection so you can have everything properly, and then your internet connection will be good. That's very good performance. And then you will be happy once you click, information is there for you. So this is the two great technology that on-passive have done that. And then I know most of the funders will be happy for us to get these technologies.
Wow, nobody will be left behind indeed.
No,
That sounds like good news. So whoever posted that question, if this makes sense, just drop a comment again so that we can see and know how you feel right now. So back to you, Brother Andy. I know today you and the tech guys have hit hard on the fact that one of the great advantages of our products that are embedded with AI is the fact that they come spam-free, like our OMail and so on. How does that improve sales from your own perspective? I don't know how to do it, but how is that a useful tool or an asset to the sales industry? Just help. I know you know what I want.
Well, I kind of mentioned this earlier. You know, if you use GetResponse or Aweber for email marketers, for instance, or for anyone who markets any products online, you send out hundreds, maybe thousands of emails every day. And the problem is that the vast majority of those go straight into people's spam boxes, not into their inbox. So if you're like me, I just delete everything in spam without even looking at it. So these messages are wasted. Now, the biggest problem is that they're paying for that. They're paying monthly for that. You know, if you've got a system that then has the capability to send all of these emails straight to an inbox, you're more likely for customers or potential customers to open those. Oh, what's this? It's arrived in my inbox. It's not spam. Perfect. Let's have a look. Excuse me. So the open rate may be, you know, 10 times greater than it would be if these things were going into spam. So ultimately you're reaching more customers, and if you're reaching more customers, you're going to make more sales. Simple as that.
Okay, thank you. Thanks so much for that great response. There's something I really wanted to know. I don't know, Brother Oliver, I hope you are here. I want to give you up to 2 minutes while somebody, I don't know who is going to speak now. If Brother Oliver is hearing me, you kindly make yourself available so that you can answer this question. I know that a team is there, but it's a security question. I would like to hear from you. So while we wait for the OTech Pro guys, until Lynn, you are the powerhouse behind this team. You manage great men throughout the weekend, and we don't want to say you just sit there and seal your ears, you listen to them. So you want to share your own perspective. Let's go back to where we started. AI is the way forward. It is the future. What would you say from your own layman's words? Because that's what makes some of us understand. There are times these people, they speak differently. And then when you bring the softer voice inside, it makes a bit more sense.
Sure, certainly. You know, the way I look at AI is this. AI is just woven into our daily life. And maybe we don't even realize the things that we do, the things that we observe, the things that we experience. Many of them involve AI. And it has brought us to where society is today. We have comfort, we have convenience, we have time savings, energy savings, repetitive, mundane tasks are taken over by AI. There are so many benefits, a myriad of benefits, and I don't think we truly appreciate everything that AI has done for us and the whole world in general. So as you know, Colin said, if we don't embrace AI, AI is going to leave us behind. In other words, if we're not part of it, the world will go on without us. And we want to be part of that ride, that joyous AI ride, in my opinion. And just to remember that AI is not something that will control us. We are always in control because we input information that AI uses, you know. So some people have this trepidation that AI might be an evil or nefarious thing that could take over the world and control us, but that will never happen because it's all about, as Colin said, coding. And who does the coding? Human beings, we do. So just know that AI is a good force, not a bad force inherently. Thank you.
Wow, brilliant. That was wonderful, great input, Angeline. Thank you so much. So, Brother Vincent, you're left with no choice but to go with the security question. Like, we are guaranteed up to over 90% by our company that we're going to have security enough to protect us online. However, the smart guys are always ahead of the game. I just wish to know, is there any mistake that could come from my own end as a user, like a client or a reseller, that would end up maybe compromising my account and making it vulnerable to the bad guys? Is there something I need to do too from my own end to add up to the security I receive from the company to stay completely safe online?
Thank you, Sister Comfort. I think on Passive today is the most secure company in the world because using artificial, because we are talking about artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence have the best security system in the world at the moment. And then right now on Passive using that security system, even that security also is working on the cyber security. And then in the cyber security, we have artificial intelligence dictate even in the instruction and also the execution of the malware classification. Artificial intelligence dictate all this. Then on Passive have this best security system in place. We have a firewall, all this security system we have put in place embedded by an artificial intelligence system. But I don't say that one person account can compromise the system. If we have any issues with your account, we can maybe disable or remove your account from the system, and then the whole system can work. So this is the security system. When one account is affected or anything happen, once the guys in Hyderabad, there's IT guys, they are doing a great job. Once this thing is detected, and then you remove your account from the system, and then the whole system can work without any issues. So that's why the security system is there. Also, that's why the artificial intelligence system there to detect any issues in the system. Once the system is detected, it's the artificial intelligence to work it and then clear the problem. So I don't think it can pose an impact, but it will be minor impact for our system when someone account is affected, something like that. It will be a minor impact because the whole system is protected. So that's what I would say.
All right. Yeah. Thank you. Thanks so much. Is there anybody who's just moved to contribute to this point at all? All right. If not, then we go ahead. So Andy, if you could, let's hear like Mr. Ash Mufare would say, on Passive will serve many, many generations to come. I don't know whether he is aware that at some point something may come up that beats the strength of artificial intelligence. Are we still going to be that level where we are now? We're still going to boost if tomorrow something comes up that performs better than artificial intelligence would do? Just say anything from your own angle, how you think, what you think. Yeah.
What struck me was what Collins mentioned earlier today. When you build the foundations, the template, you can put anything on that foundation. So again, if you compare it with a building, if you've got a house, the house has 2-meter foundation. If you add a story on it, it puts pressure on those foundations. What Mr. Mufare has done with his tech team is create a foundation that can be duplicated for other products, other things. So you can build on top of this continuously. Yeah, it will never fall down because the template is there. So this means that the products have the capability to continue ad infinitum and therefore cover generations to come.
All right, thank you. Thanks so much, Brother Andy. And earlier on, we listened to our powerful sister, Dr. Takusi, who said, she said so much though, but one of the things I took home was that she said, we all are destined for greatness. Unfortunately for us founders of OnPassive, Mr. Ash Mufare has given us this opportunity to attain that greatness. Right. So I just want us to discuss, let's discuss this. What do you think, team? I think this is, I just want to open a 5-minute conversation. Myra, do you want to contribute? Listra, do you like to contribute to this? Do you think this is an opportunity for us to attain our greatness? Anybody wants to contribute in the house? I'll repeat the question if you didn't understand. Okay, Sister Fumi, carry on.
I believe that the opportunity that has been given unto us depends on if, someone said something about there's nobody that doesn't have greatness on the inside of them, except they've not actually looked on the inside of them to see what that greatness is all about. So I believe that, just like our CEO said, that whatever dream that you have, because there's a difference between you having greatness and not having a dream. It starts from having a dream. So what is your dream? You need to recognize, appreciate, and own that dream, write it down, work with it. Just, when the Bible says something like, you have a vision, you write it down, make it plain for those who are going to come together or alongside you to establish or to fulfill that vision. So first and foremost, we all have a dream. Everybody has a dream and everybody has a passion. So what are you passionate about? And I believe that that is what our CEO is saying, because of the platform that we're in, because of the foundation of the company that we're in, which is based not just on value, but mainly on humanity. So it depends on what is your passion. What are you passionate about? Because if we are saying we are lifting up humanity and delivering humanity from poverty, then you need to have a passion for something. You need to see something in the society and be able to say, oh, this does not stay well or does not feel well in my heart when I see that. And I want to do something about it. And you doing something about it means you don't wait until when you have loads of money for you to do something about that thing. You understand me? That is where you stem from dreams, from having a dream, having something that you are passionate about, to achieving and fulfilling your dream into greatness. Because that's the kind of greatness I recognize anyway, personally.
All right, thank you, sis. Thanks so much. Let's hear from our brother Eugene Akpofure 316. Welcome, bro. I've just asked you to unmute. Yes. Oh, you muted again. You can unmute now.
Can you hear me now?
5 on 5.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. Good evening, everybody. I appreciate all the contributions that every leader and every contributor to this forum has made so far, and it is always getting better and better. I come to realize that money is what really, really shapes the world. I've come to realize that there's too much money in this world, that the world could be made a better place if it is serving the purpose of mankind. There's too much money in this world that if everybody should become Ashmoferet, the world would be heaven on earth.
All right. Okay.
Now, I just wanted that. I just wanted that to sink in so that we know exactly what money can do.
Right. Okay.
When it is spread among the improvement of mankind. And this is why I love perseverance. And this is why I give my kudos to Ashmoferet.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you for a great contribution, bro. Thank you. So I saw Mira said I should repeat my question. Mira, if it's okay, Myra, I think Sister Lynn calls you Myra. Myra, I was just saying that we heard from Dr. Peckham earlier on, the motivational speaker say, all of us are destined for greatness. Maybe at times some people attain their greatness because they don't get the platform. But according to her, Mr. Ash Mufare has given us this opportunity to attain our greatness. Do you have a comment to make on that?
Yeah, sure. Thank you, Comfort. And hello, everybody. I'm Myra Kino, and I'm your friend. Well, yes, I believe everybody has the potential to do the best in their life, but we can't forget that not everybody comes from this enrichment environment, and we are a product of the environment and our parents. And it takes, for many of us, quite some time to learn the potential that we have from within and what we can offer to the world. And that's why a platform like Compasi is going to teach us, me and everybody that is in the same position, right, to learn that, yes, we can accomplish everything we want to, but we first have to better ourselves and learn, because it's by learning that we empower ourselves and move on. If we get stuck in the same, patterns and the same of the past and the environment, we never move forward. But yes, I believe that we do have a big potential. Every human being has something to offer to humanity, especially if we have the intention, because it's the intention that we have that it takes what we're going to do. So I think that's it.
Thank you so much, sis. Thanks for the great contribution. So in the absence of any other hand, of course, we would like to listen to one of the thundering voices in this house, hoping that the voice is working right now as I speak, because a couple of days this voice was shut down. So if you can start unmuting yourself, I would like you, Marty, to share your view, right? Let me give you a choice. Earlier on, Collins said AI is the way forward and it is the future. And we had a great motivational speaker today who says everybody has got greatness in them, but they need a platform and opportunity to attain this greatness. And Mr. Ash Mufare just offers us one. It's open. Just make a comment and let's hear what you're up to this afternoon. Thank you.
Wow, I think I could do that. I think I could find one. Maybe a little bit of both. AI for me, marketing side of it, Comfort, is AI doesn't have emotion. It's programmed to think. It's programmed to take information and get smarter and smarter as it goes. But it's as only good as the guy that programmed it. I mean, there's no doubt. It's not alive. It doesn't breathe. I got some people who are scared to death of it. But for my example, my experience, when we were marketing, every decision I made was kind of emotional. Do I do this? Don't I do this? Will this work? I'm not sure. And with AI, it takes all those equations and makes the best choice. It may not be the right choice, but out of the information it has, depending on how smart the machine is at the time, it makes the right choice. But as time goes on, that choice becomes more and more correct. It works because it's learning every day. And people can't do that. And a lot of people say, oh, it's going to take jobs. It's going to create millions of jobs. And it's taking jobs that people don't want to do. Right? I don't want to be up at 3 o'clock in the morning answering support issues where that can do that. An answer, and if you don't like the answer or didn't give you satisfied, you can say it, it'll give you another one and another one. Eventually you could go to a human speaking. But the longer that runs, the smarter it gets. It sees all the different scenarios, and next thing you know, you've got top-notch AI machine learning as far as support goes. But even doing ads, in an ad, you could get targeted traffic, but there's so many variables like man, woman, age, where they live, what their interests are, all that. And then you do it and it doesn't work. It doesn't work that well. Now you got to pinpoint what part of it didn't work that well. It doesn't tell you that. Well, AI runs long enough, it actually says this under this circumstance, is it going to work in Alaska? It took me 200 years to do that, to get it that fine tuned, where this is working like thousands of people a second, right? It's bringing people in. It's got people in different locations. But it's not a thought. It's just programmed to handle that kind of information and decipher it. You go here, you go there, you go here, you go there. That's why when Ash was saying something like 25% return on your investment, that's unheard of. I've never, in fact, I'm not sure he wasn't drinking something. I'm just kidding. But 25% is outrageous. If you got 3 to 5%, you were killing it. If one market told another market I got 10%, he would say, what the heck are you doing? Really? So it's a lot of waste. Artificial intelligence cuts out the waste. Artificial intelligence and anything you put it in cuts out waste, more efficient, and gets smarter as it goes because it's programmed to do that. So, and I know that Ash in the last year infused AI even more than we had originally. I asked him the other day about AI, and he gave me this list, but he said some of the products are 100%. Some are different percentages, but almost everything, if not everything, has AI in it. It's very good for us because it'll do the stuff people don't really want to do, and it does it efficiently because it doesn't, like if you're playing blackjack or poker and you know you're down to your last $10, you make a decision on emotion. A AI blackjack dealer, he doesn't think about emotion. This is the best thing to do right now. Always. Not what time is it, how much money I got left in my, this is the right choice. This is what yes, I'll take a hit. No, I will not. In a second. That's the cool thing about AI. As far as the platform and giving people a place, there's been no other place in my entire life where everybody can reach their potential. And I'm not talking about just money. The platform is big enough for Comfort to Shine, Lystra, Kifty, Lynn. In fact, you already started. Think about what you're doing, all of you. We wouldn't even know each other. I think when people get their underwear in a bunch is when they say, I want to be like him or her. That's a waste of time. Being me is not that fun. Being you at your potential is outstanding. You'll feel better. You know you're going the right direction. But remember, very, very important, people forget, you are always 100% right. Always. If you think you can't, you won't. If you think you can, you will. You make that decision almost 99% of the time. Yeah, there's things that happen, bumps in the road, but think about what Ash did. All these things he does hits me later. I'm a little slow. But when he said do or die, he gave himself no way out. And he didn't just think that in his head. He said it out in the open in front of 1 million people. Do or die. He said it to his tech team. He said it to his wife. He said it to all of us. Listen, you know how people are. New Year's resolution. Everybody goes on a diet or they quit smoking or whatever. And slowly but surely, by February, most of those things are done. But he didn't give himself an escape route. That's very powerful to say that and do that. Do the same thing to yourself. Do or die. Find out what you're, listen, everybody says, well, I don't know what I'm passionate about. You're passionate about something you're good at. You're comfortable doing it. Magnify whatever that is. You could get in, some people say, oh, I'm not a speaker. And then I hear them speak and I go, well, you're a liar. I just heard you speak. You're a very good speaker. So obviously you don't know it yet. But as you go on, Copper, you remember the first time you interviewed somebody, you're nervous inside. Nobody probably knows it because you hide it. But the next time you're a little easier. And then you get that person you're interviewing and they suck. You gotta draw everything out of them. That's a hard interview. Then you get the guys like me that won't shut up, and you've only got a 30-minute show. So you play that ping pong game. But if you do it well enough, the person on the other end doesn't know you're doing it. Because you're not hurting their feelings, you're just guiding them. Marty, come freaking back to planet Earth. Or that person doesn't say anything. Oh man, this sucks. But that happens in everything. But everybody here in a company this large can find their lane and soar like an eagle. I believe that without a doubt. Without a doubt. Everything I did in my life, things were stacked against me. I needed a college degree. I needed this degree. I need to do this. You can't do this. You can't. I thrived off you can't. My goal was to go after something I can't. Is it crazy? Yeah. But after it's over, you feel pretty good that you made it. You did something. But seriously, the worst thing in mankind, the worst, is people wander around for 70, 80 years and die and never live their potential. Nothing. You know why? They sit there and go, I'm not Comfort. I'm not Gifty. I'm not Lynn. I'm not Marty DeGarmo. I'm not Andy. No, but you're you. Some people need to hear you.
Right.
You don't even know it yet. When I get out there and you're talking to somebody and people write you a letter going, oh my God, you really uplifted me. I'm sitting there going, what the frick did I say? I don't remember what I said. But it's not about me. In some cases, it's about the people listening. But I've never seen so many ask me the other day, what are you doing? I said, I'm mining per diamonds. And we had a guy on Milo's show, Carlos, I think, something.
Mario Sousa.
There, see, I wasn't even close.
Mario.
Yeah, Mario. What a diamond in the rough.
Yeah.
He was talking, I'm going, wow, this guy's, man, you just know. I mean, I go in a room and I look for people, diamonds anyway, because in my business, I traveled the world. So I worked in all different languages, all different people, and you had to find that person. And that person's in Russia, that person's in Africa, that person's in Japan, definitely we have the biggest gold mine of any other company in the world. There's no more diamonds in any other company than Unpassable. And I'm going to tell you why. What drew us here? Big hearts, caring about somebody else. Where has there ever been this many people in one company that feel like we do, that feel like Ash does? Ash drew people in that were like him. Think about the people that wanted their money back. They struggled to be around us. They couldn't get it. I don't get it. They just didn't have the heart for it. They weren't founders. Give them the money back and let them go. I'm not mad at them. It's who they are.
Right.
But I've never seen a congregation of this many people with this much talent. And I think if you guys just take the time, find out what you want to do. I know people are telling you, you got to do a video. You got to go do this. No, you ain't got to do squat. Do what you feel comfortable with. And let me tell you something that helped a lot of people. Team up with somebody.
Right.
Team up with somebody. When I teamed up with Mike and Dan, they had things, they could do things I couldn't. Dan could write anything and just make it look unbelievable. And Mike Ellis, as you know, did videos pretty good. I can't do a 10-minute video. It took me an hour and a half. But you find out, but you also got to let go of pride. I'm not good at that. Let them do it. I can do this. You do that. I'll do this. Get rid of pride. Find a team member and go to your potential. Because if you leave on passive, and one day we're all dying to die. Okay, we're not leaving this world alive. If you don't live your potential on passive, you never will. Money's not everything. I know I have none. But I know this. I want it because of what it can give me, not because I love money. I could care less. I don't love a tree. I don't love dirt. I don't love it. It's not alive. What it can do for me. And we already know by listening to everybody here, watching Mr. McFarland jump around in his chair, there's going to be a lot of apples going around. A lot.
Wow.
And wouldn't it be fun to live your potential and get paid doing it? Who gets to do that? Like no one. So yeah, everything you talked about, you can do anything you want, when you want, find your lane. Ash does it all the time. He goes, I don't want another one of these. I want you. And really, I made all you guys one of the best groups in the whole company, no matter how big you are. No doubt, I wouldn't be here. Red wouldn't have came.
Wow.
That's because you guys are powerful. But anyway, that's all I have.
Thank you. Thanks. So we've got two great motivational speakers today, one at the beginning and one almost at the tail end. Thank you, Marty, for popping in. So let's hear from Tim Dillon from the USA. I think this should be the last hand, so that I hand over to Mama Jocelyn. So Tim, I'll just ask you to unmute, please.
Thank you, Comfort.
Welcome.
Oh my God, Marty, you are a dream. You really knocked it out of the park. Oh my God. This is so incredible what we are witnesses to as this unfolds. My goodness. We are all so very fortunate, and we are going to be part of history in such a big way. This is going to rival the historical significance of the early 20th century, 100 years ago. Ash has put his name beside Carnegie, Rockefeller, Ford, Edison. My goodness. That's quite a group to be involved in the historical significance of the world. And what we have approaching us in, I don't know, nobody really knows until Ash makes his decision, but it's going to be that kind of historical moment, and it will be written about in many, many books to come. My goodness. I know it has changed my outlook on, let's call it the near future, but the outlook on the next 100 years, oh my effing God.
Wow.
This is going to be so significant. There's nobody that won't be involved with what this is going to do. It's just not possible. I built computers in the 90s, and I got out of it because I was one of those, quote, naysayers. This internet, this text, all this, it's going to destroy the essence of personal value. And I believe that truly has happened. We are now so virtual. We meet on Zoom meetings. We meet on whatever it is. And what happened to having a party and having 50 people show up. And you get to meet them in that kind of environment. That has gone away because society has changed.
Right.
And I have seen it change quite drastically due to what happened to me. I got taken out. And that horse didn't care. And my motorcycle didn't care. But 6 weeks in a coma, 6 weeks in rehab.
Oh.
I came out. I'm a different person than what I was before that. I'm not quite as sharp. I still have moments of brilliance. And that's why I'm on here talking. But hey, you know what? We are in the best possible place. And I believe I was allowed to live to be here.
Exactly, Tim. We really appreciate, and really God has a purpose for your life. We're not preaching, but we thank God for your life, and we're happy that you are here tonight. Thank you so much. Stay strong, get well really soon, and get on your feet, because we're about to create a new talk. Thank you so much for coming, Tim. Thanks. Yeah. Okay, thank you, team, for coming. Thank you for making it. Like we would always say, the Heroes team, if it's just a few of us sitting here on this screen, it would be very boring. So it makes meaning when we all come together as a team and make it happen. We really appreciate, especially our guest motivational speaker for today, Dr. Peckham. It was really great having you, beautiful woman. Thank you all. Thanks to the team, OTech Pro, and to Lynn. And sis, if you don't have anything to say, then we would like to hand over to Mama Joycelyn.
I'm done, nothing to say.
All right, Mama Joycelyn, are you there? The mic is yours now.
Thank you very much, my two beautiful sisters. A job well done. Thank you very much. So this is the end of our webinar for tonight. And we would like to say a big thank you to everyone that make it possible to join us tonight. And we do this every Sunday. Please do join us again next Sunday. And like all our leaders did said earlier, this is not the time for you to relax. Please, if you have been relaxing all this while, since 2018, so now you need to reset your mind, please. This is not the time for you to relax. Join all the webinars, double check the back office. I can log in about 60 times a day. I can't even count them. I just log in, click on update, check what is there. If nothing is there, come out. Within 5 minutes, I'll go in there again. This is your business. You need to get used to the back office. So let us all get involved. Until then, we see you all again next Sunday. Thank you very much and enjoy your week. Have a blessed week and bye for now. Until then, can we say we all need to read it?
All right. You can all unmute and enjoy your goodbyes. Goodbye. Thank you.
Bye, guys.
We are
Thank you, everybody. Love
Bye,
you. Have a wonderful day.
Bye, everybody. Bye. See you next Sunday.
Thank everyone that helped me in the chat today.
But you can see me
Ciao.
now.
Thank you, Gifty.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Thank you,
everybody.
Bye, everybody. Have a good day.
Bye. Have a good night. Bye. Love you guys. Have a great night. Bless you all.
Guys.
Good night. Bye. Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye. Job well done. Bye, everybody.
Bye,
Tommy.
Bye.
Bye. Bye, everybody. Bye. Bye.